Hi there, it's Jade here, and I am going to do this reading, which is the blind spot reading for Milyn King. Milyn, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's almost Milyn, but it's spelled differently, so I'm not 100% sure. Please do let me know. I'd like to call people by their correct names. All right, so let's get started. I am using my Dark Mansion Tarot, and just so that you know, I don't read reversals, so if one does come up, then I will just turn it upside down. Okay, so without further ado, the first question is, who are you right now? And the card that I drew is the Moon. So what this tells me is that you're not 100% sure who you are exactly right now. See if I can just adjust this a bit, sorry. Okay. So I'm not sure whether you're going through some sort of change in your life, or, you know, whether that's emotionally or spiritually. But something seems to be changing, and you're not, maybe you're getting back to, maybe you moved away from who you were at your basic self for a while, for either for someone or something, some purpose, and now you're feeling the need to go back, perhaps, and you're not 100% sure how you feel about it either. So you'll see here, she's holding the river, which to me would indicate the flowing emotions, and she's kind of got it cut off here, right? This is the end of it. So I'm not 100% sure that you know exactly where things stand within you right now, either spiritually or mentally. And you know, things are a little bit dark behind you, so you're not 100% sure of how to feel about the change, if there is a change. We don't have a full moon. It looks like there's not really any moon out here right now that we can see, you know, other than this character, who I think is meant to represent you. So yeah, anyways, I may pull a clarifying card on this, but we'll see how the rest of the reading goes. So maybe there's some changes happening within or around you. Not sure whether you are going through some sort of spiritual awakening or something, but all right. So card number 2 is, what are you not seeing? And the card I drew for you is another major, which is the Wheel of Fortune. I really love this wheel. So, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is, you know, again, things are changing. Things are constantly changing. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. There's a lot of celebration happening here. So I think things are, you're not seeing that things are actually in a pretty good state overall. Maybe there are things that you're not super happy about. Maybe there's some obstacles, or you're not emotionally, you're not super happy about certain things. But overall, things are pretty decent. And so I'm not sure whether whether there's any, I don't want to say depression. I don't think that's not really the word I'm trying to say. Sorry, I have a migraine, so I tend to forget words, and then I have to find words that mean the same thing. So I'm not sure whether you've been, you know, sad about something, or complacent about something, or really not happy about some situation, but, you know, maybe they're just like nitpicky things that you're not unhappy with, and you're choosing to focus on the nitpicky things as opposed to the overall picture, that in fact things are pretty good. All right, so that's where I see right now. That's the card number 2 right now, which is what you're not seeing, is that things are pretty okay. The third question is, what have you forgotten? So the card I pulled for that is the 5 of Pentacles. There we go. And so I think what you've forgotten is that help is near. You don't need to, you're not on your own. You don't need to do everything yourself. You don't need to handle everything yourself. There are people around you who care about you, and who want to see you succeed. So, and succeed, you know, not necessarily in just an endeavor, but who want to see you happy, and well. So it seems like you're a really confident person, and you are, perhaps you have a fiercely independent streak within you, that, you know, you kind of, you always want to do things on your own, but this card really reminds you that don't forget, you know, it's fine to deal with things on your own, if and when you can, but don't forget that help is available, and people want to help you. All right. The fourth question is, what emotions are you ignoring? See if I can. Sorry, I'm still experimenting with my my setup here. Okay. So what emotions are you ignoring? And for this card, for this position, I pulled the 5 of Swords. And so what emotions are you ignoring? So swords are all about rational thinking, right? And logic, not emotions. And I think that you may be feeling betrayed by someone, kind of like, I'm sort of focusing in on this guy here. And so I feel like perhaps you've been in a situation where things really went against you, or someone stabbed you in the back, or did something that, you know, really made you unhappy for their own gain, and sort of left you high and dry, and maybe you've let things go. Maybe it was a good friend, and you've chosen to you know, not say anything, or not let them know how upset they made you, because you're because you know, you don't want to ruffle feathers, but it is, whatever it is, it's still really bothering you. And I think that those feelings of hurt, and possibly betrayal, maybe, you know, they're still not resolved within you. So whatever it is, whether it's dealing with it yourself, perhaps talking with a friend, or someone else about the situation and working through it, or maybe doing shadow work, since you do read tarot as well. Perhaps you can use the tarot to help you, or, you know, there's always the option of speaking to the person that this in fact applies to, the person that hurt you, and to let them know that actually is how you're feeling, so that you can then work through those things, and give them the opportunity to come clean as well. So I think the emotions that you're ignoring are really your own hurt and betrayal. Okay, so the fifth and final question is, what or who needs your energy the most right now? And for this card, this position, I pulled the 8 of Cups for you. And so what or who sorry, can't talk. What or who most needs your energy right now? I think there is someone in your life that perhaps it's a family member, perhaps it's a friend or some loved one that is feeling abandoned, or is not is feeling upset because they're not getting the attention from you that they would very much like. They're perhaps feeling like they're not quite sure why they're not getting that attention from you. And I the moon and the ship sailing away is kind of leading me to think that they're just not sure. It's a mystery as to why you're walking away from them. Perhaps there's a friendship that you've decided is not worth it. Perhaps it's something that's related to this. I'm not 100% sure. That's the feeling. That's really the feeling that I'm getting from you. You're walking away for peace of mind. But the problem is that the other person doesn't necessarily understand why. And so that would be really up to you to figure out whether you should in fact speak with them or not. But in terms of the actual question, which was who or what needs your energy the most right now, I'm thinking this is you. You need your energy focused on you right now so that you can heal your emotions. And I do feel like there is some mystery concerning or something that's left unsaid or undone, perhaps with this other person that's not 100% sure what's going on. Perhaps you've decided it's just not worth it to deal with them. I'm not sure. But I get the feeling that really you're doing this because you understand that you yourself need your energy right now, need to be your focus for your peace of mind, your health, your spiritual self, and your mental health, I guess. So let's take a quick recap here. So who are you right now? I get the feeling that things are changing and within you, and you're not 100% sure exactly of how this changes you, where this ends up with you, and you're not sure because of that uncertainty. You can't really see too far ahead of what the implications might be or how things will turn out. You're not 100% sure of how to feel about it. What are you not seeing? I think right now you're not seeing that things overall are pretty good. Perhaps you're focusing on some of the things that are making you unsettled and unsure over here, and not seeing that in general the situation is actually pretty decent at the moment. What have you forgotten? I think you've forgotten that there are people around you who care about you, love you, and want to see you be well and do well. And you just need to look up and ask for that help. Or not even necessarily ask for that help, but perhaps just talking to them about it, letting them know how you're feeling, how you're doing right now. And perhaps even, the help that they can give you could be just talking, an ear, a sympathetic shoulder. So don't forget that you're not alone. And the fourth card was, what emotions are you ignoring? I think you're ignoring the hurt that you've experienced at someone else's hands. And I think that that person is going to continue to occupy your thoughts and really be a thief, right, against you. Like, you're really like take up your mental space, your energy, your thoughts, until you figure out how to get those swords out of your back, till you figure out how to deal with the situation. Perhaps this all relates back again to these other cards. I'm kind of seeing that it is all sort of related. So perhaps whatever it is that happened that is making you so hurt and feel betrayed, perhaps you just need to talk to someone. And in doing so, if you're talking to a friend, or even, I guess, at the work, if you can't speak to any of your friends or any of your loved ones, even just a social worker or someone to lend an ear, and help you see that things are not as bad as they seem in your life in general, and to help you deal with this hurt, so that you can stop wasting your energy on those people that hurt you in the first place. And then lastly, who or what needs your energy right now the most? And that is you. So whatever it is that happened that caused you to be so hurt has been occupying so much of your emotions, and your logic, your thinking, right? The more I'm thinking about this, the more that message seems to come out stronger. And you really need to focus on yourself right now. So focus on getting those swords out of your back, so that they're not, whoever it is that hurt you is not constantly robbing you of your energy, mental and physical health as well. And perhaps you can't do this by yourself. Maybe you can. Let me rephrase that. Perhaps you can do this by yourself, but it doesn't mean that you should or that you need to do it by yourself. Loads shared are often loads lightened. And I think in doing so, whoever it is that you end up speaking with can also help you see that things are, in general, things in life are not too bad. And dealing with all of this, I think, will really shed some light on where you are as a person, how you're growing, how you're evolving, and will really lighten this road. So there's my 5 card story. The spread is not exactly the way that it's shown in the photo, which was just a column, but I was trying to make sure that you could see all of the cards in a single shot. And I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. Thank you so much for letting me do this via video. And I look forward, I hope it resonates with you. Please let me know whether it resonates. Either way, if it's total crap, then please let me know. I hope that's not the case, but do let me know. I am learning. I have been doing tarot for less than a year, so I'm still learning all about this, and I can only continue to improve if I do get some good feedback, honest feedback. So I thank you very much for letting me help with this. Bye for now. Please let me know whether it resonates. Either way, if it's total crap, then please let me know. I hope that's not the case, but do let me know. I am learning. I have been doing tarot for less than a year, so I'm still learning all about this, and I can only continue to improve if I do get some good feedback, honest feedback. So I thank you very much for letting me help with this. Bye for now.